Hello everyone, and thank you for clicking on another one of my videos. I am Screen Scene Guru, coming at you with a new topic to discuss. This is on the assassination of JFK and the newly released files. Really exciting news to hear about them discussing this topic that has been kept secret for decades. So without further ado, let's get into this. The newly released JFK assassination files, following an executive order by President Donald Trump, revealed a trove of documents, including CIA reports on Lee Harvey Oswald activities and intelligence on the Soviet Union, and the Soviet Union's reaction to Kennedy's death. But a few smoking gun revelations emerged. Starting off with the first topic, we've got CIA operations and intelligence, Oswald's activities. Documents shed a light on intelligence reports detailing Oswald's time in the Soviet Union, his defection, and his return to the U.S., and his contacts with the Soviet embassy in Mexico City. So they were following him for quite some time, documenting all of his movements. They knew he was in Texas the week of the president arriving, so very enlightening details there. We've also got CIA undercover operations. A memo revealed the CIA had placed roughly 1,500 agents overseas who posed as State Department officials, including 128 U.S. ambassador officials in Paris alone. So very interesting to see. New information suggests that in early days of the Cold War, U.S. leaders were concerned that the agency had too much independent power in secret operations abroad. Essentially, Kennedy wanted to make the CIA smaller. He was discussing his plans on making the nuclear weapons here in the U.S. and Russia to destabilize, to take apart nuclear weapons, warheads, because he was worried about the Russians and us blowing each other up. So very interesting documents released there. We've also got Cuban diplomats as agents. One CIA document dated April 24th, 1963, revealed that 14 Cuban diplomats were actually CIA agents. So very interesting stuff there. The Soviet Union's reaction to Kennedy's death, intelligence on the Soviet response. A memo summarized information in the FBI files about how the Soviet government responded to Kennedy's death, including their intelligence agencies' speculation of Lyndon B. Johnson's involvement, right? So I believe a lot of people are aware, a lot of people speculate Lyndon B. Johnson had a lot to do with the killing of Kennedy. Also, Soviet officials claimed not to have connections with Oswald and believed the killing was part of an alt-right conspiracy. So interesting that the Soviets said it was part of an alt-right conspiracy back then in 1963. So all this stuff is coming forward. Like I said, I'll be leaving a link in the description to the Ross Colhart reality check video. I recommend you guys checking it out. Coming to your own foregone conclusions on the topic, but I think it's really good to hear all these are being brought to light. I can't wait to get the MLK, RFK files. Also going into, I believe, 9/11. There are 9/11 files that need to be disclosed and released to the public. Then we get the UAP and USO underwater craft files and unidentified aerial phenomena files. So we're moving on to get those, I believe, in the next few months. So really cool. I'm sure we're going to be hearing updates on all of these topics in the next few months. So be sure to be listening and keeping your eyes out for news articles coming out about the story. We've got big Hollywood trades coming out to do movies on the topic with people like Rush, talking with senators on this UAP task force. So a lot of movement going on with the events. So be sure to be liking the video, commenting down below on what your thoughts are on all this stuff. I thank you very much for clicking on one of my videos, and be sure to come back for future content, and make sure to subscribe on my Instagram and Threads. Thank you very much, and have a good one. Goodbye.